Most of the advice out there for empaths who absorb emotions tells you to build a wall, protect yourself, shield your energy. And I want to offer you something different today because walls don't actually work the way that people think they do. I spent years trying to protect myself from other people's energy by trying to keep it out. I do shielding meditations, protection rituals. I'd visualize walls and bubbles around my field. And I try to detach before difficult conversations. And it would work, sometimes briefly, partially. And then I'd walk into the room and absorb everything anyway, and spend the rest of the day trying to figure out what was mine and what wasn't. What I eventually learned is that the problem wasn't that I was too open. The problem was that I was absorbing unconsciously, and there was a big difference between those two things. Here's the thing about walls and shields. Your energetic field is not designed to be closed. You're a being built for connection. Your field is supposed to interact with the world around you. So when you try to shut that down completely, a few things tend to happen. One, it's exhausting. Maintaining a wall takes constant energy. And the moment you relax or forget, which let's be honest, you will because you're human, the wall comes down and you're back to square one. Two, walls don't discriminate. They keep all the draining stuff out, yes, but they also keep out genuine connection, love, beauty, and all the good things that your sensitivity was designed to perceive. Closing yourself off to protect yourself from pain often closes you off to the things that fill you up too. And three, they don't address the root problem. The reason you absorb isn't because of boundaries, it's a consciousness problem. You absorb because you're doing it without awareness. The solution isn't to build a bigger wall, it's to become more conscious of what's happening in real time. So here's the approach that I actually teach my clients. Three easy steps. One, first you have to develop your baseline. You need to know what you feel like when your energy field is clear, when that energy is entirely yours. And most empaths have never actually identified what this feels like. They've been absorbing for so long that they don't know what their own baseline feels like. So the practice starts with finding that. Spend some time alone, preferably in nature, after a good energy field clearing, and pay attention to how you feel. That's your baseline. That is your reference point. Step two, we're going to build the awareness muscle. Once you have your baseline, you start to notice departure from it. When you walk into a conversation and something shifts, or you get off the phone and feel different than you did before the call. You start to notice it in real time rather than hours later. And this is the whole game, catching it early before it settles into your field. And step three, practice conscious release, not building walls. When you notice that you've picked something up, you don't need to block it. You just need to name it and release it. This is not mine, and I return it with love. That's it. The naming is the mechanism, and your awareness breaks the hold. Quickly, here are the fastest ways to know if you've picked something up. Your mood changed without an obvious cause. You felt fine and now you don't, and nothing in your actual life has changed. You start to feel an emotion that feels foreign, like it's sitting on top of you rather than coming from within you, and it doesn't quite fit your current situation. You can trace it to a specific moment, the conversation, the room, the person, or the content that you consumed. Or maybe your body is starting to respond oddly. You feel pressure in your chest, a heaviness, or stomach discomfort that just arrived suddenly. Any of those, when they happen, pause, check in with yourself, and ask, is this mine? Because your body knows the answer. And here's what I want you to understand about all of this. The goal isn't to stop feeling. You're an empath. Feeling is what you do. And it's actually a gift, a form of perception that most people don't have access to. The goal is to feel consciously, to know what you're feeling, where it came from, and whether it needs to actually stay with you. Because when this becomes a skill, and it does with practice, something shifts. You stop dreading interactions. You don't need as much time to isolate, to recover. You can be fully present with someone who's struggling without drowning in their energy. And you can feel deeply without losing yourself. That's what an awakened empath looks like. Not someone with thicker walls, someone with more awareness. And if you want to go further with this, I have a free guide in the description that walks you through the 33 signs that you might be an empath or an HSP in a spiritual awakening. Because a lot of what I'm describing today is connected to that bigger picture. And if you want to actually look at your specific energy field, what's in it, where it's coming from, what's draining you the most, I also offer an hour energy audit session that does exactly that for you. I'll put the link for that in the description as well. Subscribe if all of this is resonating for you. I do post regularly, and I will see you in the next one.